How's it going, nerds and nerd dudes, and welcome back to DidsChat. How you doing? Dids here. And yeah, let's just jump into it. It's the weekend. It's time to I've been letting some news articles and stuff that I've been reading sit on it, and just the ones that have kind of like stayed with me in my brain. That's what we're going to talk about today. So yeah. So I'm going to start off talking this DidsChat about something that I know is probably just going to be like a joke recommend from people that know me and that want to recommend topics to the DidsChat, which anyone can do on the comment section or on Twitter, #DidsChats. Sonic the Hedgehog live action movie. If you grew up anywhere within the 90s, you knew about Sonic the Hedgehog. There was no way. Sega's star mascot to rival Nintendo's Mario. When those two were in competition and Sega wasn't bitch whipped by Nintendo now. So they revealed Sonic's design for the movie, and I gotta say, it's better than I expected. I thought it was gonna be horrifying, but it's way better than I expected. So I have the picture right here next to me. He's got red shoes, but they're real shoes, or they're trying to be computer generated real shoes, and they're Nikes, so they're just plain red with the white Nike mark on the side. It doesn't even seem to be the white Nike mark. It seems to be like that light gray, kind of like light reflecting Nike mark, but it's not real. It's computer generated, so it just looks weird. Yeah. Also, his hands, they're not gloves anymore. They're fur. Zoom in on the picture. His hands have white fur. Yeah. So I guess the biggest change that people have been noticing is that he now has two separate eyes, which for some reason, I don't know why people are arguing that. Of course, he had two separate eyes. It just always looked like his eyes were these big eyes that went from up here to down here, and then here's the line of his nose, and his eyes, instead of connecting to separate, they would do this, and that would just be like the big Sonic eyebrow to like emote everything. So I feel like a lot of people misunderstood that and took Sonic as some kind of Cyclops or something, or at least that's how they've been referencing that he looks now. So I mean, no, he's not a Cyclops, he's a hedgehog. He has two eyes, and how I interpreted like that white patch that he had before in between his eyes, I take that as just like white fur. I'll look for the design right now so you guys can see it. I'll try holding the phone up to the camera. So this is what Sonic's new design would be like. And someone made another version, an alternate version, that would be much more reminiscent. See how the nose area, the skin nose area, doesn't touch with the blue fur eyebrow in the middle? Yeah. So how I feel they could remedy that is, if they want to do something like that, the best way would to not have it just be blue fur eyeball in the middle, like pure eyeball. Just have it be like white fur. I mean, they did it for the hands. It's just that simple. So this movie's set to be on November, which if they're releasing the character art now, that makes me wonder, did they just finish the character art so that they can start doing it for the movies? Or have they had this for a long time and have been making the movie? I hope it's the second one. So what could we talk about this week? We all know Activision, don't we? Activision Blizzard. Yeah. So let me catch you guys up on what's been going on with them. So recently they boasted that they were having record sales numbers. They were doing record numbers, biggest gains that they've done, but for some reason they were laying off 8% of their entire workforce. Just 8% of people. I would say approximately, let's just say hundreds of people, at least 400 people Just even though their company was doing the best they've ever done, they had to fire hundreds of people, which is just makes my mind numb with rage. Things like this, really. So the company released the 10K form report about how they're doing, which they need to release annually. And it's 306 pages long. And I am going to read some direct quotes here that I've read multiple times because it's just stupid. I'd like to give a shout out to Damian McFerrin for releasing this article in which he has these quotes directly. Out of all the articles, he's the only person that's quoted the document itself, so I can be sure that he did read the document, because I'm not going to sit through 306 pages. Hey! So these are pretty lengthy quotes, although not that much, but I mean, they're average size quotes, so I'm just going to go through them. So, while we believe this restructuring plan will enable us to provide better opportunities for talent and greater expertise and scale on behalf of our business units, our ability to achieve the desired and anticipated benefits from the restructuring plan within our desired and expected time frame is subject to many estimates and assumptions, and the actual savings and timings for those savings may vary materially, based on factors such as local labor regulations, negotiations with third parties, and operational requirements. These estimates and assumptions are also subject to significant economic, competitive, and other uncertainties, some of which are beyond our control. Okay. Continue quote. Further, there can be no assurance that our business will be more efficient or effective than prior to implementation of the plan, or that additional restructuring plans will not be required or implemented in the future. The implementation of this restructuring plan may also be costly and disruptive to our business, or have other negative consequences, such as attrition beyond our planned reduction in workforce, or negative impacts on employee morale and productivity, or on our own ability to attract and retain highly skilled employees. Any of these consequences could negatively impact our business. Yo, we're making a shitload of money. Let's just fire people and see how badly it ruins us now, because it could lead to a lot worse, and we're sure about it. I'm not gonna say it. I had a request from someone that watched the show to not say swear words. I'm gonna try my best. So I just found a more accurate number of people that were laid off from Activision, which is around 800 people. Higher than I thought. Higher than I thought 8% was gonna be. 8%, 800 people. Damn. Anyways, they were saying they let these people go to ensure earnings within the company, but they've had to put $150 million aside for those 800 people that they let go. So where's the money you're saving there? And now you know that it's going to impact employee morale, that it looks bad on your company and your stock market for your investors. I mean, originally it was for your investors while you were boasting record sales and earnings for your company, but now it's blown up so much that you've let 800 people go on the internet that there's no way investors aren't going to notice. So they're going to know that those record sales numbers, and especially the earnings section from past year, is going to be a hell of a lot more inflated just because you fired those 800 people. Way to go, Activision. You threw the rock in which you tripped on. Yeah, I said that right. So Activision Blizzard, they're the same thing. Uh, they know. They know. They flubbed up. They flubba-dubba-dubbed it. They know. They've probably dug their own grave. And they know it. Oh, well. Moving on. So let's talk about Anthem. Ha! So Anthem is a game released by, or published by EA. And it was posted as this huge, hyped game that was in development for over 6 years and was going to be this great game and was boasted to be a games as live service, which means we'll sell you a shell of a game now, pay the full price of a game for it, and then we'll turn it into the game if enough people are playing it at that time. Which is BS, because then you make a horrible game, no one's going to be playing it, there's no way to assure those games will be finished. Although, most companies do finish it just because they legally are required to do it now. So, if games as live service loses you money, why don't you just stop making games as live service and actually make full-priced worthy games? Jesus! Apparently, Anthem has been having an issue with PS4s. I guess Anthem doesn't like playing with the PS4 console. Those are PlayStation 4s. Sony's console within the video game industry. And apparently, Anthem has bugs that can happen as soon as the first loading screen of the game, where it completely shuts off your PS4 and improperly, might I add. It's not a boot to dashboard. It doesn't just shut off the Anthem application. It just turns off your PS4 without any warning. The equivalent of just disconnecting the power plug. And apparently, some people have found it that to be able to turn their PS4 on again, they do literally have to pull out the power plug, plug it back in, and then try turning it on. And apparently this has been bricking PlayStation 4s. What does bricking mean? Bricking is the fact that your PS4 is just a brick now. Your console that if you bought at launch, you had to pay about $500, $600 for, which if you're as smart as me and you bought it used, you paid about $200 for, is now just a brick. It is just a brick. It is unusable. It will never turn on. It will never play a game again. You may never use it for anything. For Netflix. For browsing the web, which who browses the web on a PS4? For playing games. For watching porn. For watching YouTube. For watching Netflix. For watching basketball games. For watching the WWE Network. For watching anime. That's one thing I use it, though. For anything at all, your PS4 is a brick now. It is the equivalent of a cement brick. I am pointing at my wall, which isn't really brick, it's just cement. It's over there. It's over there, too. It's over there, right there. Your PS4 is just a brick, and Anthem is turning games into bricks. Anthem is turning PS4 into bricks. How did no one catch this before the game released? It's just... test your games, man. And speaking of testing games and fixing out Iron Man patches, your beta is supposed to be to fix the game before launch. That's what public alphas and betas are for. The beta, it was the game. The game is the same as the beta. That's a side note. Let's go back to bricking PS4s. So, EA is aware of this situation, and it is refunding the game to people. But to people that bought it on PS4, some of them have to go through Sony. And sometimes Sony is saying, yeah, we'll refund you. Sometimes it's saying, Bip, nothing we can do. We're just going to leave it up to an algorithm to decide if we're going to refund you or not. Buh. So out of all the misadventures of EA and Anthem, this is probably the worst one yet, making people lose hundreds and hundreds of dollars hundreds of hours if they're that unlucky enough to lose hundreds and hundreds of hours of progress in other games, hundreds and hundreds of dollars in games, and your console it is trying to refund, and it is trying to gather information from as many people as possible. If you have Anthem, they're trying to fix it. This is now their number one priority, because this is unacceptable and they know it. So if you have Anthem, please do not play the game until there's like a week of absolutely no online evidence of that crashing bug to ever happen again. Please, I don't want you to lose your hard-earned money. Don't play Anthem. 1, because it's a shitty game. 2, because it could render your PS4 useless. They're trying to fix it, so just wait for them to fix. This is what happens with games of live services. The game launches, we still have to wait for the good version of the game. This is why I hate games of live services so much. So just wait. If you want to keep playing a shell of a game, just wait until they iron that out. Who knows how long this is going to set back the actual content releases of the game. Because now they might have to fix something in the game that completely alters how they have all that content built for the game. So, screw it all, I guess. Don't play Anthem, and just wait. I don't want you to lose money. That, enough said. Moving on. I believe in the heart of the cards. Sorry, I've been playing a lot of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Mobile game on my phone. It's addicting. I like card collecting games. I miss having old school card collecting games like Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, Hearthstone's good, but it couldn't be done in real life. I miss having a good card collecting game I could just go and waste my mom's money on. That's what I used to do as a kid. At Walmart, I would say, let's go to this cash register, because it was the cash register with the booster packs next to it. And I'd be like, Mommy, can you get me a booster pack, please? I need another Dark Magician. He's not my favorite card, by the way. So let's talk more into what games have been releasing. Just little shout outs that I want to do here and there. So this week has been very, very good, I've got to say. I got 2 games that are freaking awesome, and one of them is being re-released. One of them was a brand new release. Devil May Cry 5. I personally don't have the game, but I've seen enough of it online that I have to say, this, if I play it, has to be like a 9.5 out of 10 for me. I need this game now, especially since I have a job. Hey, you are now looking at a approved Uber driver. Devil May Cry 5 released both on PS4 and Xbox One. I don't know if there's a PC version, and I don't know if there's a Switch version. I had heard something apparently that they're not going to release DMC 5 on Switch until Dragon's Dogma, of all games, even though that game is freaking amazing. That game is literally like a 9.75 out of 10 for me. Dragon's Dogma, if that game does good on Switch, apparently they'll decide to release DMC 5 on Switch as well. But it's already on PS4, Xbox One. Those are probably the best places to play it right now. The game, everything I've seen is freaking amazing. I haven't heard a single negative thing about the game. When the demo released, a lot of people were bashing on the game for it being too hard. But honestly, have you seen the videos of people that say this? It's like they've never grabbed a PlayStation controller in their entire life. I mean, really, who doesn't know that you play PlayStation controllers like this? These are thumbsticks. Yeah. You got your directional buttons over here. You got your face buttons over here. Yeah. And you can press more than one button at a time. Anyways, Devil May Cry 5, which is the 6th game released on this franchise, is blowing everyone out of the water, apparently. So shout-outs to that. If you want a good game, single-player experience, full content, full price, actually well done, hell yeah! Go play Devil May Cry 5. So if you're like me and you're a big fan of dungeon crawlers, you're just like going around killing stuff with magic or axes, battle axes. You have been targeted for termination by my battle axe. That's my catchphrase for my Diablo 3 character, my barbarian. Anyways, if you're a Diablo fan, especially, and you got a PC, boy, do I have good news for you. GOG, goodoldgames.com. They're a great DRM-free game store. They're releasing the original Diablo with HD resolution support. Wow. So it's going to be the first time that the original Diablo is released as a digital distribution title and completely DRM free. So you don't need to be online with anything. You don't need to have a certain application to make the game run. You can just have the game on your computer and run it. You just buy it and you have it. You own it. It's like a disc, but it's on your computer. So yeah, that's pretty good. It's going to be in its original 20 frames per second. But on HD resolution, it's going to be Windows 10 compatible, tested, and confirmed Windows 10 compatible. I'm saying this like it's in the past, but it's already been released, so I should be saying that it is. So yeah, the new Diablo HD resolution is going to be $10, and ooh, I remember playing that game and it not going over like a 320p resolution, 480p resolution. Damn. Once I get a computer, I'm definitely picking that up. Little bit of a mention. I'm not going to call this a shout out. Octopath Traveler. A great game that released on Switch. Thank you, Nintendo. Single player. Thank you, Nintendo. Square Enix RPG. Thank you, Nintendo, for actually doing things right in the game industry. Nintendo, to me, seems to be like the top-notch people that are doing things correctly now. Releasing full games for full prices at launch. Not taking this games as live service bullshitaki. And actually doing things properly how they should be. So yeah, thank you, Nintendo. So Octopath Traveler is getting a prequel mobile game, which is going to be free to play. I'm going to take it this is Square Enix's idea, because Square Enix hasn't even confirmed if there's going to be microtransactions in any way, which if it's a free-to-play mobile game, there are probably going to be microtransactions in some way. It's the mobile market. It's completely taken over how the mobile market works now. Every single game has to have microtransactions. You can see a 30-second ad for you to get like some of the premium currency. And it's what's infected the video game industry with AAA games with their microtransactions and loot boxes, taking advantage of gambling addictions. Because it's gambling. Horrible. But Octopath Traveler is a great game from a great company by a great publisher. And I have hopes. I mean, anything Octopath Traveler that people can enjoy, and if they have the ability to enjoy it free to play, that's fine with me. Just don't make it pay to win, you know? Or free to pay. So yeah, enough of that. So that's as much as I'm going to say about things that have been going on within the gaming industry today. If you guys want me to talk in more detail about these topics or keep an eye on these topics specifically, unless I do it myself, if I see that things are getting a little crazy and I want to talk about them, I will talk about them in the future. But yeah, for this week, that's what caught my eye. That's what I paid attention to. That's what my brain stewed on. And yeah. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought about this stuff. I love a good conversation. I try to respond to as many comments as I can. If you leave a comment wanting to start a conversation about something, wanting to know more about something, I'll definitely respond to your comment. For sure, I will 100%. I get all the comments as notifications on my phone. I will see your comment. I will look stuff up, and I will talk to you about it. So yeah, also leave topics if you want me to talk about anything. If you find like a good news article that you think I missed this week, if you heard about something that you want to mention to me for me to do research, maybe mention it in another video, or if I can next week, or if I can do another video this weekend. Yeah, let me know about all that good stuff right there. So, thank you so much. I don't like doing this, but hey, let's just do it to bring some life into the thing. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to subscribe. If you hate me, please do not. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. And as always, nerd out. Hey, how's it going? Oh, I'm gonna break my chair. Oh, God. How's it going, funky people? How's it going, nerd dudes and ne'er-do-wells? Wait a minute. Whatever, Sega. Ah, shit.